Welcome back to the channel. I'm Hank Strange. This is StrangerPalooza. Lola and I are actually in Las Vegas. We're here at Noovo because Noovo Vans is having an open house, grand opening of the factory.
Yes, sir.
So we're here with Paul.
Hi, guys.
And of course, we're here with Nick Schmidt of Sunshine State RVs.
Good to see you, sir.
Good to see you as well.
Glad to be here at Noovo. Check this out. Look at this. Is this not the coolest thing you've ever seen?
It is.
This is cool, Paul. This is cool.
Exactly what we try to do, yeah.
I can't wait to hear the story.
So right now we're outside of the factory. Obviously, we've got one of the vans behind us, and we've got a big old schoolie here. So why? Why is the schoolie here?
Well, this is the beginning of the journey. So this big bus called Natasha. Natasha was the beginning of our journey when we were 25, 26 years old with Ben. We had a big dream to create a huge travel. And so we went to our little town from Paris to Phoenix, Arizona.
So you and Benoit have been friends for a long time, I'm guessing.
15 years.
15 years.
Way too long. Way too long.
too long.
Left France, came to America,
Yes, sir.
and then you got a school bus. What'd you do with it?
So we worked with our third co-founder, Antoine, who is a cabinet maker and an engineer. And so we built it as a hotel on wheels.
Oh.
The idea was to...
Do you ever have that thought?
That
Hey,
has
you know
to be-
what?
that's
I'm going to go to Paris. I'm going to build a school bus hotel. Like, I would never think about that. Like,
Well, if you're outside of America and you're looking at America, that's probably like a dream, right? Of what to do.
And the bus, the
Yeah.
school bus. When you look about the vehicle, there's very few iconic vehicles like that go through decades and never change the design.
Yeah.
And for you, it's like an iconic vehicle because you travel when you were young. But
no,
for
this
us,
gives me nightmares. I had to take a school bus to school when I was a kid. This is like the
your
worst thing
school bus
ever.
was a little shorter.
A little shorter. Thanks, Hank.
But the idea was that we wanted to do a travel, the two of us, but not only the two of us.
Right.
And so we converted as a hotel on wheels. That means that we had everything needed to live inside, but also to welcome travelers.
Okay.
And so we then went from San Diego, USA, all the way to Patagonia and up to Buenos Aires, Argentina.
Wow.
So that's 16 countries, 26,000 miles, and 60 travelers came for 2 week trips.
Wow, that's awesome. It sounds like a movie.
Yes.
It was
You should
amazing.
have done a reality show. You guys wouldn't have to make any of these RVs. You'd be rich on the reality show.
But this is the beginning of the journey. We came back to the US, we developed this business, and then the COVID hit us. And so we had to pivot the activity, and we had purchased some short buses that we wanted to rent. And then we had no renters, everything was shut down. So we tried to build it in a garage in Las Vegas, and then try to sell, and we received hundreds of demands. So we pivoted the activity, and here we are.
Yes, and from what I see, Nouvo's very popular, Nick. Why would you say you're the guy? You're selling a lot of these Nouvo vans.
Every time you say Nouveau, I'm going to myself.
So why do you think it's so popular? Because I think you would agree with me, right? There's a lot of
Yes,
interest.
because there's nothing else on the market like it. It's kind of like the school bus to the van. It is very unique. The floor plan's unique. The quality's unique. The way things are built, the way it's thought through. It's definitely not your cookie cutter Class B van. Like, and I mean, even take this. Like, there's no other vans that have something like this in it. Like, there's no other vans that are being built on the high roof with the lift bed, with the light, like all of that. So it's just very unique. That's the word I can say, that it starts with unique and then kind of goes the quality. The components you're using are great, but it is very unique.
Yeah, if you see a different kind of van. I think that vans have become very popular, especially coming through COVID. But what we saw was a high demand for the Euro style. And that's easy to say, but
a lot of the vans coming out are more the same though.
Right.
It's like one company makes it, then another company makes it, then another company makes it. And it's like there's 5 variations of a couch in the back, a bathroom on the side, and a kitchen on the other side.
Right.
5 variations of that in 16 colors.
Yeah.
But they're like, oh, everyone else is doing that, we're gonna do this.
Yeah.
Everybody else travels in an airplane down to Argentina, I'm gonna take a school bus. Like, I mean, who thinks like that?
I'm gonna do it now.
And then I think also one very important key is that we're doing vans for ourselves. That we've been living in a moving vehicle.
you guys
we know
are
the
about
name.
this. You're
We know
about
about it. So what are the strengths? What are the quality? What are the weakness of some stuff? So high craftsmanship, unique technology, no propane, no generator. 2025, we don't need that anymore. Yeah. And then after sale, it's a huge weakness in the industry. You wait months. So that's important for us. And the last one is the community, but just not having like followers on YouTube. It's a community that is part of the customer journey.
Right.
So we have godfather, godmothers for the new customers coming in. So these 4 pillars are really the pillars that we want to push, and we've seen a huge weakness. There's a huge gap in the industry. As you said, they all do the same.
They all do the same.
And none of them feel homey. None of them use like good components, like the top component we can use with the AC, with the wood, with everything. We don't want to make a little bit of economy on buying like, oh no, let's put $5 less. No, buy a bit more.
Okay.
And people are looking for that.
So let's start with, how do you guys design these things, visualize it, make improvements? So where do we go from here?
We're gonna go to the office of the designers.
Okay.
One of the things that we've been facing when we moved to this warehouse in 2024 is that we moved from a 6,000 square feet warehouse to a 20,000 square feet warehouse. So we thought, okay, we have plenty of space.
Okay.
6 months later, we have 2 trailers on the backyard because we don't have enough space. And this is also the way we've been developing this company. We've been bootstrapping this company.
Yeah.
So we have no investor behind us. We are just working little by little, but in a good way.
Okay.
So this trailer here is what? The
Office. So
offices.
this is the owner office, and this is going to be the production office.
Oh,
and
nice.
so you will have the production team here with the head of production, the head of inventory, and then the designer and the engineer here. This is where part of the magic happens.
There.
I want to introduce you to Kyle River here. Kyle is our head of design and engineer. So River just joined us a couple of months ago, and this is where everything starts, where they have all the CADs, they have all the design, the draw, the engineering, and here with the mix of the brains make the magic. Then the design, and they're going to tell us a bit more about it, but we design everything, put on CAD, and then send it to the CNC machine. And that's where then it go inside the warehouse.
All right. So what's your approach to this, Carl?
Yeah, you've already seen how the company started, and so we've sort of progressively matured as we've grown. So a lot of the foundation of what we work on, started with Antoine, started with the original builds. So we're taking those designs, getting them into a format that we can work with, snugging everything up to the van, and sort of making this refresh. We've been working on a refresh the last few months. And then from there, we have the files in a format that we can manipulate, we can play with, we can start getting really creative with how we push the design further. So yeah, that's kind of the foundation of what we're doing here.
Can we get a look at something here?
Of course.
Is all of the refresh hidden right in here? Is this where all? That's top secret. This is something you can see. This is top secret.
So I'm gonna shout out to Onshape. We've been really happy with how Onshape has performed.
Okay, is that your...
This is the CAD software we use.
Okay.
Yeah, so as a second stage manufacturer, we've been given access to all of the RAM Stellantis CAD files.
Oh.
And so a lot of what we do comes all the way back to the engineering files that are provided to us by RAM, the manufacturers at RAM. And so when we do a refresh, as I mentioned, we're sort of getting in there, making sure the files are usable, and then we will kind of crack into the design and start talking about, what do we want to add in?
Is this one of the reasons that your guys' website can show all this? Because this is how you guys, because your website, the way it's so interactive and you can build and spin and manipulate the colors and the options is, besides like cars, if you go to Tesla's website or Mercedes.
Sure. In the van world.
But not in the van world, not like how you can build it on their website. It looks just like this.
Yeah.
And that's very important because we also want the people to have fun from scratch when they discover us, from our ads, from our events, but also on the website. We want people to spend time inside the van and inside the website. And so when we look about the number of minutes people spend on average on van on competitors, and hours is the same ratio than how long people spend in the van of the competitors and the people spend in our vans.
Yeah.
On average, they spend 180 days in our vans, but they spend 20 days in the other competitors. So our customers, and there is a new wave of customers coming in, they are not looking for the same things than the previous owners of the Class Bs.
Yeah.
And so that's why also the website is important, but we need all these guys to draw everything, and so that's how it comes.
I think that is a question. A lot of customers want to know how come like other manufacturers haven't come up to speed on that yet, but it takes time to do it. You guys, having started, 2017?
Yeah.
I think you started doing this, right? So it's a lot easier where other folks have to transition into it.
And the way of using, like the people using the vans, the Class B was really for weekenders. So people were going into like 2 days, 1 night, maybe 2 nights max. So you don't need a big water capacity. Using your generator, it's okay for 2 nights. When you go for 6 months travel, generator every night because you cannot plug your laptop to watch a movie? No, there is no way.
You're actually living in it.
It's your house.
Yeah, absolutely. I think folks will see as we go through here, you guys are starting out looking at this in a virtual environment that's very exact, but then you're actually going to see that the real world meets the virtual, and you guys figure it out from there, right, Carl?
Very much so. No, we've done a lot with prototyping and doing very low volume production to double check everything and make sure it fits. Some of the components we start with 3D print, for example. But we have partners in the area that also allow us to do just one-off, two-off CNC cuts, make sure everything fits, make sure everything works for the people on the factory floor.
Is that what this is?
Yeah, so that came from the CNC operator.
This is so cool.
I don't think you're getting that back.
I love this thing. I want to take this with me.
Take it home.
I can take this with me.
Yeah, for sure. That's for you, Nick.
This is my souvenir for my trip to Las Vegas.
Do you have a place to actually put it in there? I don't know if they're letting you through security. Just so everyone knows, there's a big party event going on here, so we're going to try to run through this just for time, but any questions and things like that you guys have, we'll come back and address that in another video. So.
And I think also it's important to say that any person who want to come in the warehouse, we don't have only like you stay in the lobby. No, you come, we give you a full tour.
You have to speak to someone and make sure there's someone available to do that, but absolutely, you guys are open to it.
How many
Plenty of
vans
vans
do you
now.
have here?
So all the vans here is really for the event. So normally here we have one van outside doing the quality test and the water leaks, the last one, and then they are parked in the finished build over there.
So basically, before we get into it, there are some shells out here, right?
So we have about, we try to keep about 50 inventory all the time in lots.
50?
Yeah, 50,
Wow.
because we want to be sure first that we have enough variation of colors. So our customer can pick 4 colors. That's going to be a light gray, a medium gray, dark gray, and then a sandstone that they like to call cashmere now.
Cashmere.
And
Obviously, you guys are doing ProMaster vans, right? And so you're doing the regular and then the high res. I think a question that folks will probably ask here, we can go over real quick, why just ProMaster at this point?
First, because it's owned by a French company. Sorry, guys. Just kidding. Not at all. No, not at all. So we want to work on the Dodge ProMaster for a few reasons. First, is going to be the size of the vehicle.
Okay.
It's wider and shorter than any other platform for Transit or Sprint or Mercedes. So you can park in a regular parking lot. As I told you before, our customers, they like to live inside the van. So they go to fitness club, they go to Walmart, they go to anything they need to drop their children at school. They don't want to have these long 22 feet long vans. Right. And the width of the van also, it's give us like, it feel way more comfy inside.
Yeah.
I think you see that, right, Nick, that the ProMaster is the
We sell more
preferred chassis.
ProMasters than any other chassis of any van on our lot. Now, granted, there's a lot of different people building on it, but they also make some shorter ProMasters and longer ones, but we sell more ProMasters than anything else. I mean, you can just see the difference here, and I've driven them both, that you don't have a difference in driving, but you can just see the difference on the inside. When you're in a van, those extra,
2 foot.
foot and a half, 2 feet, they make a huge difference when you're in the van.
Yeah, so are there any special things when you guys are ordering these ProMasters? This is cool. I know Nick likes to have all the bells and whistles in a van, so you guys doing that?
What we put is that we have, of course, all the 360 cameras, backup cameras, digital rearview mirrors, EVDD suspension, 220 alternator. We do install our own sumo springs on the back. All the vans come with adaptive cruise control, lane assist. So we get the van with everything you want to have while you're driving. When we started with RAM, the quality of the front of the dashboard was very low. They made a huge improvement. I mean, it's impressive.
I think in Europe, you guys were getting a completely better looking van and all that before we were.
Fiat, right? Wasn't the Fiat?
Yeah, Fiat Ducato, yeah.
This is very good looking, lots of benefits to me, I think, to the ProMaster.
So my favorite color is that ceramic gray, that far one. What's your favorite color? Which one do you like?
Ceramic gray.
You like ceramic gray?
Ceramic gray is mine.
This is my first time seeing
Sandstone.
The sandstone?
Yeah.
This to me, this to me is the best color. This is more like the most automotive, like tough it, like this is the best color.
But what we can see that for Florida's customers, they like to say, oh, give me the silver because it's going to be hot and I don't want to. And so I think the ceramic gray is also a good alternative between the granite, which is dark. But then it's like, this is why we want to have this combination of colors.
It's nice to have some variation. That's why I like seeing the sandstone.
So they don't come with leather. You guys upgrade the front seats in the leather. You guys upgrade the suspension. So you guys do stuff. You guys upgrade the wheels, the tires.
Yes. We like the shelf, and when you look inside an empty one, every day we ask ourselves, how can we fit all that stuff inside? That's not possible. That's so many things. But
I know.
we really love the relationship with Dodge. We love the product. We love the brand. And a lot of people say, oh, it's two-wheel drive. But first is front-wheel drive.
Yep.
I'm a skier. I'm a kite surfer. I go in Lake Mead on dirt road for hours.
You kite surf?
Kite surf
God,
here
I
in
got a
Lake Mead.
3-hour lesson one time. It was the single hardest thing I think I've ever done in my life.
You need to come in Morocco. We have a cave there. You can enjoy it.
Morocco?
Yeah.
Just for the record, for folks watching this, do you plan on going to a different chassis at any point here?
As of right now, we like to.
We can neither confirm nor deny.
Exactly.
Us Americans got good at that. We can neither confirm nor deny.
We don't know how it's going to evolve. What we are sure of is that we love what we're doing, the customer too, and so we're going to keep working on this platform for sure. Maybe having a new one, but not for the next 6 months. Is that okay? As an
6
answer?
months. There you go.
If you guys watch this to the end, I have an exclusive these guys promised me that I'll share with you. So you got to watch this video all the way to the end.
So we're going in Bay 5. Bay 5 is going to be the first step of our production line. We have 9 steps of production line that basically you're going to see, but we add little by little, the van is growing.
Right now it's a shell when it's coming into Bay 5.
So the idea is that they come here and we come in and we back it up here. So facing here. We're gonna do the first step, which is gonna be opening. So windows, AC, roof fan. We do all the openings we need to do. And then we install these components and then go outside to do the water leaks. Water leaks in the industry is, I think, the biggest issue because I think that water is sneaky. It goes everywhere.
Absolutely, yeah.
When we start the production, there is nothing inside the van, just the windows, every Windows, AC, roof fan.
So how are you doing that leak? Are you doing it with something with color or something that shows you?
High pressure water.
Okay.
And then we have like 2 person inside the van, 1 person outside. And it's about like a 20 minutes process where we put that. And we do 3 water leaks tests during the process. Step 1, step 3, and the last one.
Okay,
That's
but you
very
don't
important.
remove the natural weeping that the van has, right? Because these vans have to weep off.
Of course.
You're just looking for points that maybe water's not supposed to be coming in.
Exactly. And again, we don't touch anything that is structural of the vehicle itself.
Okay.
We don't remove framing. We don't touch anything that is like that might void the warranty.
Right.
We don't touch anything. We reinstall inside. So when we do a big hole to install the window, then we want to be sure that this window is well sealed, that there is no like one gap into the water can come inside. Step 1 is very important. I'm going to say that each step are important, but this one is particularly important. So then the step 2 is the electrical part where we install all our electrical cable. I think you will see that later, but we have our own harnesses, so we have the electricians here working. It's very important for us. Every year, every month, I would say we add wires and wires and wires and wires. So organization is key, and then you can see how clean all the wires are.
So I will tell you, from the dealer's view of it, who fixes these RVs every day, I like that they're labeled, where they're going, what they are. This is your shore power plug, because when you have 25 white wires and they're hard to chase down, you don't know where things are.
Yeah.
When things are labeled like that, it seems like it makes it a lot easier to handle.
And when I told you about the 4 pillar and the technology was a weakness of the industry, is that we want to have something like, if you look at some of the competitors, like the way they build the boxes, electrical box, sometimes a bit messy. I won't say it's like terrible, but sometimes it's not as squared away as we would like. And so what we want to do is that we want that is a piece of art. The way inside the box, the cables are mounted, the brackets are exactly the same distances. You can follow the cable from the beginning to the end very easily.
Yeah.
So that's important for us, that it's clean for the dealers, but for the customer too. They can fix it anytime.
How do you guys actually put that together here?
So that's very important. We've been working with the same head of electricity, the manager of the electricity in our company, Michael, and we wanted to have something that we can duplicate. And in order to accelerate and make the production faster, we built this table with basically it's a van with all the needs in terms of cables. And how we add cables all the time, you will see that they're gonna pull the cables and the wires from our cables here, and then they're gonna put it for each component. So then we ended up with one big chunk of cables that is already labeled, already in the good place, the good size to be installed. So that's one of the things that make us winning a lot of time and having a van that is definitely well mounted.
So this channel we're looking at here represents the wiring loom going around physically in the van, and you guys are putting it all together
and
in
going
one.
down.
That's
Passenger,
cool.
living room, you have like for the lights, for the plus.
Yeah.
So it depends on what do you have, but then it's the same size, and then also it will go down in different places.
Yeah.
Depending what do you want to have.
That's a great idea. I think that's very cool. So that's what you guys are seeing going into the van. So every single one of those gets built for whatever particular components are going in
Exactly,
the van,
yeah.
right? Okay.
And that's a good way for us to troubleshoot it, and also a good way for us to have all the time the same, all
Yeah.
the time. So we
Yeah.
know that there is no differentiation in our production.
So while we're looking at the wiring here, do you guys have an access box if a customer wants to add something later? Let's say it's Sunshine, where Sunshine doesn't have to drill a new hole. There's like a place they can already go through.
So they do a Starlink or internet router, like a pre-wire.
Okay.
So that way there's a wire down and then there's a port going up. So that way the
that's
dealer
good.
doesn't have to drill the hole.
Yeah.
It's already drilled and sealed from the factory. And it's just easier. We can just fish any wire because some people want internet, some people want
Yeah.
LED lights. They want different things on the roof of their van. There's already a port there. So you
Yeah,
guys
that's
do,
good.
you
Very
guys do a
important.
great job of that.
And even on the fuse box that Anthony on the front of the van is doing, we leave some ports open. So if you want to add another high voltage component, whatever you want, then you can just plug it to it. That's
Yeah.
very important too.
So why do we have these braces in here?
So these braces are here. We have the ceiling that is installed now at this stage.
Okay.
And so in order to have the electrician working peacefully, we just don't want to have the ceiling falling.
this is
It's to
keep
hold
that
it, because
ceiling
then-
right up until everything else goes in.
Exactly, because
Okay,
then
cool.
the ceiling is mounted with the upper cabinet that itself
Yeah.
is mounted with the roof. So we try
Right, yeah.
also to reduce as much we put weight inside the van.
Okay.
And so every micrograms, kilograms, as we say in Europe,
There are
every
definitely
pound.
there's some words that you guys pronounce a vowel a little. Customers.
Customer.
And when you said pivot, you didn't say pivot. You said
Pivot.
Pivot. Insulation. Walk me through how it
So
what.
the insulation we want to have first is going to see, and you can look, it's everywhere, inside the frame, inside the doors, everywhere
What
you have
kind are you
insulation.
guys using?
So we started with the Havelock wool. That
okay.
is very famous in the industry, but had some
Look at this.
issues with mold.
What is this one?
So that's going to be fiber. I will give you the exact the definition of it. It's
Okay.
a fiber that is
And it's
basically
double
same.
backed.
Yeah.
Double backed. And
Okay.
again, what is important for us is that these vans are 4 season.
Right.
We have customer all the way from Alaska to Florida. So it's important for us that you can live in the van in different conditions because they live 4 season.
Hey, Anthony, he's concentrating on the work here, working on the fuse box.
Anthony's our
Sorry for interrupting you.
I love these floors. I mean, like the fact that you put the floor down first and it's everywhere, and it seems softer than a lot of other floors as well. Do you put something underneath it?
No, it's one of our background is the yacht industry, the sailboat industry, and so
yachts.
in
Yeah.
the yacht,
We call them yachts.
yachts. Yeah, but if you take a Floridian accent, a Californian accent, an Oregon accent, they are all different.
This goes in one piece, right?
Yeah, one
Okay.
piece skirt. It's self-insulated. That's what makes it very soft.
You can definitely tell there's like, I don't want to say squishy, but you can tell that it's softer than
So is there wood backing on that?
Yes, so we
Okay.
put first aluminum insulation that
Okay.
will block anything coming from
Good,
underneath.
yeah.
Then we have, I think it's a 3/4 board, and then we have on top of that the
It's like a hush mat underneath it, so it
Yeah.
makes it quieter, insulates it, all of that. Nice.
And we really, this is one part that we don't want to have heat or cold coming from
Correct.
underneath.
Yeah. Correct.
We block it, and walking barefoot on this floor is like,
Yeah.
Perfect.
Very nice.
Should I try real quick?
hey, you can try if you want.
This is the third musketeer. This is the brains. These guys are the mouths and they can talk and sell. This is the guy that designs this stuff. This is the brains behind the operation here.
And again, it's our best friend.
Where are you from?
Yes.
Where in France? That's a country.
Paris.
Paris. Okay, there we go.
The guys in the shop are making the company.
Okay,
That's,
what do you do, Antoine? What's your role at the company?
I'm taking care of the manufacturing.
Oh, okay. All right.
So he's the third founder. So there's Ben, there's Paul, and Antoine.
Okay.
He was on the school bus with you guys, right?
He was the one that helped us to build it, but never traveled with us.
Oh, okay.
As usual.
I had my company in Paris before. The year Ben and Paul have been done, it was just incredible for everybody.
Yeah.
It was such a pleasure to build Natasha all together. And after they enjoyed like kings.
Right. Okay.
on the
Awesome. Yeah.
road.
So they got to play while you had to work, basically.
Go ahead.
As
yeah,
usual.
you say it. You say it.
I mean, I'm playing at work, so
There you go. There you go.
There you go.
Thanks so much.
Well, this guy's smart. He's really good. He's the one that's designing it, making it better every day. And I know you guys, I mean,
I like to count one story. When we did the bus, Ben was the electrician, I was the plumber, and basically Antoine, all the rest. Everything
everything
else, he
else.
was doing everything. So
you
yeah,
were the plumber.
Yeah, this is why we have so many leaks issues.
Oh, this is why he's all about the leaks. Okay.
Yes, he knows. He knows.
what's
Trinity.
important is that. And we try to share this mindset with
everybody. Good job.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
And that's very important. What Antoine just said is that one of the key of the success of this company is that we, the three co-founders and then another Antoine join us for all the financial, is that it's really how we live together and we love what we're doing.
Yeah.
So it's not like one entrepreneur trying to do everything. We all our own 4 pillars of company, the production, the marketing, the sales, the finance. So you don't have to, you trust the guy that is doing the job on the side. And what makes that our company.
And all 4 of you guys founded it together.
So we founded it with Ben. Antoine, this Antoine joined us a year after, and then the third Antoine, the second Antoine joined us after.
Okay.
And basically is when you see this most important company, the product, the sales, the marketing, and the finance. If it's one person that needs to handle that, it's heavy.
Yeah, this stage of building a company is very difficult. So it's good to have things go like that.
Here we have the electrical box that is mounted outside of the van with the most important components, same top-notch quality components. Victron inverter, 3000 watt. We have the ACR to charge the batteries of the living space with the batteries of the vehicle. We have the MPPT solar controller from Victron. So we use really the best brand in the country.
Everything's Lithionics, Victron, Truma air conditioner. I mean, like the best.
Best of everything.
The best you can get your hands on.
To give you an idea, like the minimum batteries you can have with us, it's 660 amp hours battery.
Okay.
That's 8 kilowatts.
Right.
That's for most of the companies, even more than what they can give you in upgrades. That's what you have with us with the basic price, and you can double it.
Right.
So you can have up to 16 kilowatts or 1330.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's huge.
Yeah, and then what kind of solar are you guys putting up top?
So we have 400 solar panels,
Right.
400 watt solar panels, two of 200 watts.
Right.
They are Renogy. And what we want to do is we want to give this off-grid capacity. So you can either use the sun, you're gonna get like 2.2 kilowatts on a beautiful day, or you drive your van. And we don't connect on the alternator. We connect on the battery. So idling, you will charge 1700 to 2000 watts.
Oh, okay. Do you
So that's
have
a good
so
thing.
you don't have a second alternator?
No.
Oh, okay.
We have and
you don't connect to the prime alternator either.
You connect to the battery directly.
Okay.
So if you most of the competitors, when they're going to start the vehicle, they have this feeder that they need to accelerate, to push the pedal in order to generate like energy.
Or also,
We don't.
some of the vehicles shut off. I think Ford doesn't, but Mercedes and ProMaster has a certain idle point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, where it will shut it down.
And what I like about it is that when you start the vehicle, idling, it's so quiet. You can be inside the van, walking, charging the batteries, and you don't hear and nothing.
There is a management system, and that's Renogy, you said, or?
So this is the inventory that we have from the cabinets, the different cabinets we're building. So for example, here you will have an electrical box that is built. So you will have the master switch off here, on, off, very accessible, easy to use. This is the fuse for the solar, and you will have here the last one for the 12 volts.
Yeah, okay. The button.
You just push it. 3000 watt inverter, MPPT solar controller, distributor, and ACR that will charge the batteries.
And so what's managing your Lithionic setup, the battery?
So the battery will be here, and then you have a Victron screen that will be above the sliding door.
Okay.
Very easy to use, and again, we want to make it very simple. So you have one screen for to use the vehicle, but you can basically turn on and off the inverter, and that's it.
Okay.
So we are a bit tired also about too complicated technology.
Right.
That's one of the points I want to do.
I love this right here. It takes less time to do a thing right than it does to explain why you did it wrong. I tell my kids that all the time. I'm like, it takes just the same amount of time. Just do it right, and you don't have to explain, make an excuse, nothing. So I like that.
We have another one over there. I will show you. I like it too.
Okay.
So we've got some other cabinets here that are coming out from the CNC machine getting built.
And this is one of the other things when I talk about unique. There's not a lot of other people that are making this type of cabinetry with this, like the consistent lines, the curves.
The curves has been our signature.
Yes.
Since the beginning, people say, how do you have curves? They say, because we are tired about hurting our head all the time.
Very much a yacht feel.
Yes.
Yacht.
Yeah, it feels like you're in a yacht.
So yacht. You sound very smart when you said that, by the way, Hank.
You really do.
So then we're gonna move to the step 3 that is just after.
Okay.
So here is gonna be really the heart of the production line. So we have a lead line production and 3 employees per step.
So what is this line right here?
And so here we will have for each step, you will have a table where they're gonna build. So every morning they have all the necessary that they need for the day. And then they jump inside the van and they grab the different cabinets. So this is the storage on the Noovo Plus. You have the water system on the left
this is a Plus.
and the electrical system on the right.
So this is the Rixon hot water heater. So this is how you don't have propane. This is how you heat the water in the furnace, right?
Exactly.
Everything is through this Rixon hot water heater. That's the fresh water.
30 gallons of fresh water.
30.
inside, and
That's a lot.
all are insulated too. So that's very important.
This is what helps make it a real four-season coach, is that this is inside and then has a cassette toilet, and so there's not that black tank. And then where's the gray tank?
The gray tank is mounted underneath, so we have 30 of fresh, 40 of gray.
Are there heaters? Are there heaters on
We
the
have
gray?
heater pads underneath that you can turn on at any time, and then all the pipes, even if it's gravity, so it won't break because it's not under pressure. It's all wrapped with round covers or wound
Gotcha.
pads.
And then you can see that the padding starts getting put in. Some of the walls,
Yeah.
they're tightening up
Really coming together.
all the wires. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the good way of doing
We've
this
got
step
more
is that
components in that power box, right?
yeah, you can see the battery now. Employees that are experts of the stage.
Yeah.
So they are not only here to add or remove a cabinet, they are here to improve the process all the time.
Yeah.
So all improvements come from here.
Yeah.
And so all the stage lead, all the employees come and say, okay, that's just amazing.
Yeah.
I think you were telling us that everything is going through QC as it's going down the line, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Even underneath, we got some curve. That didn't have to be curved, but like you go through, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no one's seeing it, right?
No one's seeing it, right? It's pretty neat. And then this is a super high roof, so you can see how high. And this is, like I talked about earlier, how unique and different building on something this big is.
So somewhere down the line here, I was assuming that this gets the loft bed that goes up and down.
Because they have that rear lounge now that doesn't have the loft.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, but this one probably will, because I see these.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
yeah.
pool is here. And yeah, that's also, and you will see the more we advance, we also try to think about which part of the van will be like a problem or an issue while we install. If we install right now the bed, it's going to be in the way all the time.
Yeah.
So we put it on last stage. Same for, as we said before, for the fridge, the induction cooktop. We try to find a good moment that is not an issue.
You know what else is cool? This here is just an indentation right now. This is where the TV will go if the person wants a TV. And I like how it's put in and then it comes flush here, and the same thing over here. If you want two, we've had people order with two TVs so that way they can work. So they have the rear lounge, and then they have a one monitor here and then one monitor here, and they can work with dual monitors from their Class B or V anywhere in the world.
Like you're saying, because it's recessed, you're not worrying.
It's not in the way, it's not out. Correct. It is in there, straps in there, and it stays in. Same thing here. This would be good for when you used to do your podcast out of a van.
Absolutely, yeah.
So if you were sitting here, you had two monitors here, I mean, how much easier would that make your job?
So awesome.
Oh, you need two monitors.
Right. While Nick is in here, why did you guys do the rear lounge? What's the advantage of that over having the bed?
So I think it's first it's having like also clearance. A lot of people say I'm small, I am short, I don't need it. Clearance is nice for everybody. Everybody's happy to have some height above your head. So we have first people who doesn't want to climb inside the bed. Okay. They want to have an easy access to have two twin beds. So they lower the table, but not all the way down to make a king bed. They have their own twin bed on the side. Then we have also people working remotely. They want to be able to basically, they sleep in their house every night, but they want to take the van in San Francisco, they take it, go to the Golden Gate, sit, work for the day, back.
And that just feels like more space and all that.
So what's the average age of your customers?
So it's going to be 45 plus. 40, 45.
And that's a lot younger than our typical customers because normally we're hitting the 55 to 60 over to where you guys, this is appealing to a younger crowd because of
new design. Again, I think
and
it's
the fact
also
that you're 25 years old helps too.
Yeah, and we have 118.
Are you 25?
No, I'm 33. I wish I wish I would do 25.
I mean, you have all your hair, you're not gray, it's not fair. It's not fair.
I think what is important to say about this target is that we reached a new target, that we've seen the combination of two factors after the COVID, is that working remotely became normal. You could work, can work remotely. And Starlink gives you the real possibility to work
Starlink
from anywhere.
is great.
And so I have digital nomads, we have cryptocurrency engineers, we even have a venture capital in New York City that is like funding CEOs from the van. He has a chauffeur, and the CEOs pitch the van, and then he's in Brooklyn driving around. It's just insane. We have a new target that people who are not inside this market. That was the size of our previous warehouse, where we built about 200 vans. And then we moved here. We came, and that's his only cabinet world. So here is where we built all the cabinets.
So this is the lift bed.
This one's gonna be lift bed,
You're doing a good job, by the way.
Here, and I'm gonna talk about Lay, but all the cabinet makers here, they are very experienced cabinet makers. And so they know exactly what they are doing, and they are the one bringing and say, hey, we have to change.
Do this better,
Well, Antoine is a top best cabinet maker, but Lei, for example, is with us. It's a couple of months, and you can see the smile on his face. I love that. Every morning I come, we have the smile for Lei.
Absolutely.
I like, you know, here, I mean, it's just so clean looking.
We receive all the cabinets pre-cutted with the CNC machine, and that's basically then where they mount everything here. And once it's mounted, you can see here, for example, there's going to be a spice rack for the super high roof, and they're all for one cabinet. And when it's done, it's come here.
So this is something I didn't want to miss out.
So if you look down here, we're basically like standing in the van. So we were talking about all the 3D stuff. Now you can see what two big dudes. You can actually see it. That's cool.
This is the van. This is the floor of the van. This is a Noovo Light, so this is not the super high roof.
Okay.
But this is the regular one.
But this bathroom I have not seen anywhere.
Exactly. That's a big new innovation that we have. So before that, we were doing custom-made shower, everything handmade. Now we have a 3-port shower, that include, of course, the cassette toilets, and that's going to make us we're going to make maybe 10 hours less just to build this shower. So in terms of production process, that's just a huge gain of time and of quality. And that has been designed by our team. This little recess here, so you don't have leaks. If you look everywhere, the way it's built, they've been working for 6 months just to build this, everything, all the part of
How much more space is in the shower?
Regarding to the previous one, we make, I'm going to talk in millimeters, you won't like it.
Right. No, it's fine. No, do you. We're just teasing.
We got Google conversion. We can figure it out.
You do have that? So we make half a centimeters on the top and 1.5 centimeters on the bottom.
Okay.
So that's a huge gain of space, weight, and time. So for us, it's just a game changer.
Yeah, and more elbow room in there.
And I mean, I'm 6'4". When you see that,
how tall are you?
6'4".
And you can fit in there.
If I go inside, you see that.
because of the pan.
So you can be inside without any issues.
Yeah. Here. So check this out right here. So because of that pan, if you were looking at Paul from outside, you go, no, he can't go in. But
This
he
is
can go
not
in.
this is not the super high roof.
No, that's a regular height.
This is a regular
This is a
height.
Nouveau Light,
Yeah.
and a 6'4" guy can fit in.
Exactly.
How soon is this coming out, guys?
Depending.
Okay.
if you want with sunshine, we do have some special deal for sunshine.
Oh, there you go. He likes that.
There we go. You know, there's only 2 places in the whole world you can get these vans. Right here from the factory from Paul, or in Florida from Sunshine State RVs.
And that's also something because we want to thank Nick because he shared the same vision on the Class B and also the same way of talking to the customers. One thing we don't want to damage is like this relationship with the customers.
Yeah, right.
We want to keep talking with them after. They are the one that tell us how we improve the vehicle.
Yeah.
We are not like take the van and I don't want to hear about you. Even on the back, we like to show the van without the van because everything is well done. We don't hide anything because we are proud of it. So every part we're going to be very well finished, even if it's hidden.
Yeah.
And that's important. We say to our employees all the time, the most important is you being part of what you are doing.
Yeah. So are you guys making this bump out? So this is your design,
So that is not going out of that's going to be like that on the outside.
Oh, okay. So this is just a recession within the van.
Exactly.
To give. Okay.
So that way you can put wires and.
Yeah.
And that's the size of the frame.
Have you guys thought of doing a bump out here, or no? You prefer not to do that, right?
The width of the ProMaster is enough, so we don't have to.
Yeah.
This is also pretty cool, Paul, how this could just be a solid piece here, that because the bed goes right on top and that's all storage, but you do all the little squares because of weight.
Yes.
And access, right?
And also because we learn by doing, we put a carpet before and a full board, but then the mattress need to breathe.
Yeah.
Why you put slats under your bed is because you need the mattress to breathe.
To breathe, right.
So that's important.
Yeah, that's how you keep the germs out. Even this access here, you've got another access port going down here, giving enough room for someone to work on it.
And that's also, we'll have another access over there on the corner. Every part that are technical, every elbow for the connection, for the plumbing, every cables are accessible.
Yeah.
You want to have access to batteries, you can have access here. So we really want you to be able to repair, improve, change. You want to see how it's going and how it's working. We're not hiding anything.
That is the Nouveau way of doing things.
What's going on in here? I don't know if we necessarily need to go in. What's happening here?
I think we can show it from here, but basically we built all the cabinet on the lab we just showed you, and then we apply some laminate. So we glue some laminate on top of it. That's going to be the finishing. So the wood grain we have, or the white that we have, the wood we use, it's a ultralight UV coated marine plywood.
Okay.
So you don't have any risk of mold. It's very light to use, very resistant too. But then the finishing on it is going to be a thin board of laminate that we put, and this is the lamination station.
Oh,
so they spend their day to do all the laminates. As we have these curves, that doesn't make them to work easier.
To laminate
they spend time on it, and so this is really
like a pretty strong glue. So that's why we're not like going all the way in.
Those guys have to smell glue all day long. So Paul, how many vans are you guys making out of this? Like, what's your capacity here?
So as of right now, we have 9 vans in the production line.
So how long does it take once it comes in Bay 5 to leave?
We take approximately 2 days per step. So it's about like a bit more than 18 business days.
Okay.
And then we
complete a van?
Complete a van. And then we take about 10 to 15 days only for quality control tests. So that can be a bit too much, but I prefer that the van stay 10 days more here.
So almost a month.
So the quality control, you guys go through and test everything in the van afterwards.
During and after. So every day we have about 6 quality control people. We have about 70 employees. So 1/10 of our employees are only dedicated to quality control. And they come to each step every day and they review. Sometimes a bit too much. We hired our head of quality control while we show him a finished van that for me was good.
Yeah.
And I gave him a pink tape and I say, okay, you have 1 hour, show me what it is. We came back an hour later, the van was pink. I said, you're hired, congratulations.
I mean, I think that's great because you want to minimize as much as possible the customer having to get stuff fixed, but ultimately there's no way around it. That's why, like, I'm always telling people, think about who you bought it from on the dealer side and who the manufacturer is, because those two guys have to be able to work together to help get your issues resolved.
Correct. Yeah, because you're going to have issues no matter what. And I always say you can determine who a person is by the way they handle situations that come up in front of them that are not always great.
Right.
It's easy to be the best manufacturer when things are happening good, but when things are not going as planned, who's going to stand behind it, who's going to back it up and all that. But just the idea that you have 6 quality control guys out of how many employees?
70.
70. So 10% of your work staff is just making sure that quality is there.
And that's very important. And on top of that, all the employees that are on the line of production, they are proud of what they're doing. They take pride of it. So everything they do is like, they hate when they see that there is a line on quality control. So it's a fair and a good signed fight between the quality control.
We do the same thing.
After sale is important too because it's a big weakness of the industry. Yeah. So we do say that less than 48 hours to answer, and then we are working with a company that's mobile RV tech all around the country.
Okay.
So no matter where you are, you don't go to the person who's going to solve your issue. The person who's going to solve your issue come to you.
Okay.
And so that's one big thing. We have one, I like to talk about this customer. He was in Yellowstone. And this van, he has a big leak on the water pump. He was going for a hike. So he just waited for the RV tech to come. He went for the hike for 3 hours, came back. He had a little note, okay, everything is good, thank you very much. And that's it. That's it.
While you're hiking, you're getting fixed.
Yeah.
That's the Noovo way of doing things.
So again, we keep moving. You will see the more we advance in the production line, more
this is coming together. Like it looks like
see it.
The shower's in now. You got, more of a finished product.
Yeah, we've got some walls.
And then that's really like the more we grow, the more.
It looks like you're cleaning it along the way too, because this floor looks a lot cleaner than the other floor that I walked into a minute ago. So it looks like along every step.
So I see there's lines here, and this says route me right here.
So here you will have the outdoor shower. The outdoor shower will be here. And here we are trying to create more storage. And so we do some draw to see if we can fit, if it makes sense, if we have enough space. So that's along the way.
Cavity or something.
Yeah.
Hey, so if you do this, you got to round it though. You can't do a hard line. It has to be rounded. That's the Noovo way of doing things.
But that's important too for the cleaning. What you said is that every afternoon, at like 3:15 to 3:30, when the employees stop, they have 15 minutes because we say, if you have a clean space, you have a clean mindset, you have a clean, you're happy to work. If it's the mess, you're going to look for tools, you're going to look for things.
You can see mistakes more when things are clean rather than when things are filthy. You can't see what's not right. So once you clean something, then you can see, okay, this is how it's supposed to look.
And we don't have a team of cleaning person. The responsible of each step clean their step. And they're happy because at the end of the day, you clean everything. Okay, I've done a good day. Go back next day. On each van, you will see some orange tape. It's not anymore the pink one, it's the orange one with all the quality control. You can see on this one, there's very few one that do all the work. And so every morning you arrive here and they know what they have to do first thing in the morning. And that way, okay, check, it has been checked. So every process during the production line is controlled by the quality control and fixed by the stage lead. And you see, for example, you can see you were asking me about like when do you put the components.
Yeah.
The fridge is installed at this stage because the kitchen is not installed yet.
Right.
So the kitchen is in the way. So we want to have easy access to all the big components while we're installing everything.
Yeah.
Here again, super high roof. We got this. This has the drop-down bed in the back. It has the big shower.
This is not that new shower we saw yet.
Not yet.
Yeah. But still, you do have that cavity in here to give you a little bit more room. You guys can see everything getting finished in here.
I like these little lights too, Paul.
Yeah.
The little lights are cool.
Yeah, so now something I wanted to ask you, I might as well do it now, Paul. Microwave is going up here, right?
Yeah.
Why so high?
Because we are high, we are tall. We are tall in the company, so it's okay for us.
Ben's not tall.
No, but I have to grab him here.
Where's the Ben fix?
So it's always about like finding the best options and what you use more often.
Yeah.
You use your fridge 3 to 4 times, even more per day. So you want to have a regular access here. If we raise the fridge all the way to the top, you won't have an easy access to it.
Right.
And so we know that not everybody is 6'4" in the world. So we created, and I will show you in the finished product, a step that you can put in the front. You just have to step and use it very easily.
Well, it's kind of like this step here.
Kind of, yeah.
Somewhat, yeah.
But with rounded
we'll show
core.
that, yeah.
It's rounded.
It's rounded. It's
finished,
Noovoid.
Yes.
Okay,
And so
very
yeah,
cool.
I understand.
Noovo way.
I understand the question, and we have that. We did one build, but it doesn't work well. So we also don't want to to remove the 2 drawers underneath,
Right.
Because we want storage. So it's always about compromises, and so far,
Especially when you're in a 20-foot RV. If you're not willing to compromise things, you go buy a 44-foot
And no problem.
Yeah,
4-slide.
yeah, very
Prego.
special creature. No, I understand, and I agree with you. Right? If this is not going to be used as much, then yeah, people do prefer the fridge, and I think you know this because I'm always asking you. It's a big deal for people to get a fridge this big in a hand, right?
Yes.
And at this height,
Yeah.
well, lots of our competitors are doing on the floor.
Yes, I don't
you
like
break
the
your
fridges
back
on
all
the
the
floor.
time
Yeah,
to go
it's
to pick
tough.
up stuff. And I mean, the microwave, there's days, even some weeks, you won't use it.
Yeah, I'm not.
No, I
I don't
agree.
use microwave a
And
lot.
so fridge, you're gonna use it no matter what every day. So good questions, and we are working on it, but for now it's gonna be here.
Absolutely, good.
for now.
So as you can see, we talked before, but you see cleaning is during the process. One part that is nice to see also is the prep. So we do have some stage on the side that prep some cabinets, for example, that's gonna be the lift beds. Yeah, this is the bed.
So here's the bed.
So these are the lift beds here.
Yeah, this is
That is
Kind
of
of
course
upside
with us.
down.
Yeah, you can see the lights Nick is talking
The
about.
little thin lights, the
can see them,
cabinetry inside.
And even you see the little,
Yeah, these what are these like?
they're
bevels?
rods. They're rooted.
Yeah.
They use a router in order to have an easy access. We don't want to put a handle because you're going to be sitting underneath, so
I
you
see.
can open your head.
Yeah.
Then you
Oh,
have an easy
yeah.
access.
And people always ask me about this, like whether stuff is going to come flying out. These things are pretty strong.
Yeah.
Let me ask you real quick. You've got how many people here? 70?
In total, in the company, 70. Some of the marketing team are working remotely, but then the huge majority, 95% of the company, of the guys are here, and they are inside the warehouse. Guys, can you just one thing before you leave for lunch? I want to just one little thing. Sorry about that. We have Nick. Nick here is our dealer in Florida. And he asked me before you go, he just want to give you one word. So I'm sorry to interrupt.
I don't want to hold you guys up for lunch, but I do want to say we sell a lot of vans from a lot of different manufacturers. We started selling Noovo vans here in the last 6 months. And I tell you, you guys are doing a phenomenal job. All the way in Florida. I mean, you guys, the quality, the construction, what you guys say, what the company says you guys are doing, you guys are backing up what Paul is saying you guys are doing. So good job on quality, on getting things out in a timely manner. Our customers are absolutely loving the product. Absolutely loving it. It's unlike any other van on the market. So there is the Noovo way of doing things. I've been saying in this video. You guys will watch this video and appreciate it, but you guys are doing things the Noovo way. And from a dealer who sells a lot of vans all over the country, thank you guys very much. Really, thank you.
Yeah, guys.
Good job. All right, now you can have lunch.
I'm not lying to you guys, you know. So as we were saying, you have the prep that is very important. Well, we prep all the some of the components outside the van, so then it's easier to install it here. So this one going to be ready to receive the bed. One of the 2 beds that are here going to come inside. So you can see, for example, here that we have already mechanism here. Same, these brackets here that is behind is custom made and it's a 3D printing. So nobody in the market can even copy that because it's only in our files.
So those spools or whatever you call them are made up of these, right?
Yes.
So how do you guys get this like turned over and up in here? You have a machine or?
Oh, they got 50 guys.
2%. And that's if you
See
look
that
at
big
it.
dude over there?
If
That's
you
his
look at it,
job.
you can take it.
Oh,
but
it's not even
it's
as
not that
heavy as
very easy. And that's very important for us also.
Well, weight's a big deal because you want to have, what's your carrying capacity after everything's in a van?
You can put 1,000 pounds.
That's,
It's huge.
yeah.
And we want to reduce
and that's
that.
1,000 pounds after 4 people.
Yeah.
All the water is full. All of the
Gasoline.
fuel is full. The black tank, gray tank, fresh water tank, all that's full. 1,000 pounds.
Yeah.
I didn't know where you'd put 1,000 pounds.
Yeah, I don't know where you put. And then,
Does ProMaster have another advantage there? Because I know like every vehicle is different, right? In terms of what weighting and all that.
well, it's when you look at it like on the overhauls, they have like a couple of 100 pounds different, but it's not a lot.
It's not a big enough difference.
This is cool. So this is, I think, one of the signature things from Noovo is their rounded wood. So they have these special rounded trees that they get from France, and they only use the wood from the round tree, right? No?
That's interesting because people are asking all the time, how do you do that? And you can see that.
100,000 people are going to watch this video. You don't want them to know. I mean, look at that.
Basically, you make the wood wet, mold it to the
Wet.
A different way too. But that's the Antoine. But you can see now on this one, the kitchen has been installed. That's also a little thing, but this is a seat belt. So when it comes, it stays anywhere, and then we hide magnets here and here. So you don't see the magnet, and your table stay here. We also try to have like these little details that you don't have these metallic magnets in front of you. That's not very
What's the one? What's the one that Ben showed me that has the lights around here?
That's the new one.
Oh,
That's the new one that is outside. That the van without the van that you've been on.
grab some of this.
You have that.
So here you can see that microwave we were talking about.
yes, convection microwave with the air fryer and the microwave, all of that. You got the nice square sink.
Drinkable water too.
Oh yeah,
It's a
so
UV
this
with a UV
is
filter.
this one here, Lola, is drinkable water, and this is the water that is poisonous. So they distinguish between the two different types of waters.
And we have the option for.
So one of them is filtered. Can I ask you this? Is this not a bathroom here?
No, so that is one of a kind that we want. That is a customer that asked us very long time ago, and we say yes. And so we're gonna do a storage here with a shelf. So she doesn't want shower, so we did it, but we don't.
So
do
no
custom.
one looking at this ask us about this.
I mean, that's something we can do. I mean, we have the best cabinet makers in the country. It's okay, but it's more that it doesn't really fit with our design and our community that want to have an indoor shower.
And there are people who don't use the shower.
Speaking to your community, as we're walking to the next stage, during the open house this week, I mean, you're going to have almost 1,000 people here in your factory for the open house. And how many people are camping at Fort Meade all week? How many owners?
That's kind of crazy because when we thought about this idea, we thought about 5, 7 customers will come.
5 or 7.
5 or 7
Customers. So you reserve 5 spots at Lake Mead
for them. And then
for the open house.
After a week, we had 15. After 3 weeks, we had 25. And now we have 55.
55 customers are camping
Vans.
this weekend
55 vans.
of your vans.
Yeah, Noovo vans.
Noovo vans are camping at Lake Mead this weekend for the open house.
Yes.
That's
How
insane.
many vans does Noovo have out there now?
We have about 350 units. Okay. We changed our name. We rebranded the company. It was Be My Van, BEMYVAN, but everybody were calling Be Me Van. So we said, okay, let's change that. And so in total, from Be My Van and Noovo, we have about 350 vans on the road.
Okay. Yeah.
So the OGs are Be My Van.
Yeah.
If they still have that.
We had someone wanted to trade one of those in the other day.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And one thing that's interesting is that, and what you said is for us very important, having someone that trade in a van and want to buy the same brand. I don't know if you see that often, but most of the time you get one van and then you say, let's trade in for something else.
Yeah.
So we have recurrent buyers, which is...
That's a big reflection of
How
the
would you do
manufacturer.
Be My Van on this? It'd be like this big. I mean, how would we do that?
And the first name of the company was My Bus Hotel.
Oh my gosh.
So,
Yeah,
yeah,
you're going in a good direction. So we've got a lithionics battery.
So now we're clean.
and that is basically the customer want 2 batteries. So one going to be inside the electrical box.
Ah, okay. And
we have
that's where the
second
other one goes
Yes.
there. I don't think we've gotten any double lithium ones
Not
in
yet,
yet.
no.
All of ours have been single lithium. I haven't
Most
seen
of
that.
these people, they are either video gamers, cryptocurrency engineers, you have people who really need.
Cryptocurrency people are struggling right now.
No.
Depend which one.
Yeah, crypto's coming back. The way the world's going,
So you can
it's
see
good for
here
crypto.
how clean the van is. It's connected to energy.
We haven't put the extra bed in yet.
Not yet. All the electricity has been connected, so they do the first try now. They connected all the outlets, all the plugs, so they're trying to see if there is any issues.
It's weird. Like we're looking at a band that's very close to completion.
Yeah.
But you could get that feeling of space in here. And I think a bed is going in this one.
Obviously, yes.
Yeah, you could. You know, it's amazing. I don't know what is that difference in the width on a ProMaster.
It is a few inches on each side, so it is a little wider, and then being taller. I'm telling you, space is a premium in these Class B vans. Anytime.
These are making a big difference here. This
Like
Kind of push out.
This is like 85% done.
Yeah.
About that, yeah.
Okay.
And then you come to the last step. So we tried, as I told you, quality control during the way. So you can see each window you will have
It's like even things like, I don't know who,
here.
you know, even
factory paint chip.
a factory paint chip. So there's just a little chip. I don't even see the chip, to be honest. But there's a little chip somewhere there, and they're like, hey, we see something that's not perfect. We want to make sure.
And this one, because of the production process here, it's a little bit dirty, but it's in there. These guys are going to fix it up. And I think the color here is also.
you like this color.
This
Sandstone?
Yeah, this I really like.
Well, when we started by doing custom-made van, that was also a way for us to see what were the demands and the needs. So we had 3 different colors. We had the oak, this one, we had the walnut, and we had the white.
Okay.
And so you will see after with the next surprise you can announce.
Yes,
There
we're
is some
doing that at the
different
end of
colors.
this video. We're approaching.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, the bed is in.
And it's not all the way up. You can go way up. So this can touch basically the mechanism on the
Yeah.
top.
How about the thing that says "Open Me" right there, Paul?
Don't open it.
Oh, don't! It says "Open Me." Hey, look at that.
Screw, not flush.
Screw not flush. There
But
you go.
you see where,
Has to be
how
attended
far
to.
they go in terms of quality control. A screw that is not even tight enough for them, they're gonna point
They're
it.
gonna make the note on.
How many times I've seen in other builders where they don't even find, and they put like 3 or 4 screws because they don't find a good frame.
Yeah.
For us, is very important.
Yeah, I like this. This is a nice.
That's cool. No, that's brand new.
Yeah.
First time
we
seeing
haven't
it.
seen that before.
Here's the outside shower.
Oh, there we go.
So that's also outside shower. We want to use this mechanism because it's way easier and prevent anything from breaking. And then it's just a quick and release.
connect,
You just connect
Quick connector right here.
here, and so you come here,
Yep.
and then you want to remove.
Oh, you got hot and cold water. Kind of looks like the doctor tool.
So here's something I wanted to ask Paul while we're here. We're looking at this bed completed here. How are these beds working out for people? Any like issues? Because obviously, you know, you've got a moving mechanism, weight, etc. Weight the people. What's the weight rating for folks on
one
here?
ton. So you can be like, you can go on it and
Is that like
each belt-
2,500
A
pounds?
ton
Yeah.
worth of people could go up there.
A ton of people can go up there, and so that's something that also the engineer.
sure about that?
You have to look about like this. This is what the weight limit, and then you have the weight limit of our brackets.
Okay.
And so the weight limit of this is 1
If you
ton.
could fit
and
a ton worth of people up there,
then
good luck to you.
then your van won't move anywhere.
Will not move anywhere.
So what's you guys' experience with this? The reason why I'm asking, I know I have spoken to some manufacturers that don't like doing it, you know, because they said they've had issues. I know you guys are building it a different way. What's your feedback on that so far?
So far, we had 0 issues. So not one customer calling and say, "Hey, my bed is hanging in the middle and I cannot play with it." We had very, very good feedbacks because people love the fact that they make their bed, they put pressure button, and then it
the bed goes up, and
that's
they
it.
have a lounge
Yeah,
here.
you've got everything set. Yeah, it is really cool. Okay,
So that's
awesome.
really, really good one. And then we try to.
We've sold dozens of them, and we haven't had any issues.
And once again, you know, we've got the bed in now, but I can still feel that, you know, like you were saying, if you have the what was it, the lounge?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the rear
the rear
lounge.
Yeah, the lounge. All of this is out of the way, but it's still a nice width in here. So.
And that's not the maximum height you can do. It can go higher.
Go up higher. Yeah.
Even now, that is not the lowest point. You still have height above your head, and we can go way higher.
And then the storage here is really nice. You got here. Oh yeah, I can see how I can fit my fingers
see?
in there. They used to be rounded,
Yes.
but it was hard to access it. So now,
That is very clever. It seems like a small thing, but it's clever.
And then you
that's
have
all around. That's on all these cabinets.
yes, and you have soft close in every doors, every cabinet doors, every drawer, so that's nothing will bang when you're using.
yeah,
That's impressive. I just wish you,
And I like-
you build this on a transit.
I like being able to access access here. You know, lots of access everywhere. There's the Lithium seatbelts. So every van has how many seatbelts?
4 seat belt on the back.
Oh, so we've got
every
both
van
sides.
has 4 seat belts.
Yes.
Light and the light has the
yeah, the light has one seat belt, but you can have an option to have 1 seat belt, but you can sleep only 2. Here we want to have 4 seat belts.
Yeah, and you can sleep 4 because 2 people can sleep there, 2 people can sleep here, and you can have
So
4.
a span could buckle 6 people.
Yes.
6 people total. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, 4 on the
I
back.
got 4
and 2.
kids, so my whole family can ride in here.
Yeah.
God, they would kill each other if they were all back here, my kids.
No, but you know what? That's something interesting when you have like 4 children here with the table that is not installed yet. Then I've seen that when they play cards and they start having fun. They look through the window. They're like, it's really like they're in there.
Yes.
Would I say it's an
They
extension
forget
of your
about the
house.
phones.
At the age of like 6, 8, 10, and 12, my kids all got along great at that age. When now they're like 20, 18, 16, and 14, they get along, but it's a little
You've
different.
got 2 girls. Your girl's the oldest.
Yes.
You got to worry about the boys.
The boys. So the toilet is in, the shower head is in,
So
the towel hanging hooks are in, and then the light. So I like how the fan has the light on it. So you just, right now the power's not on, but you just press it and you have a bright light in here, and then you have a built-in shower curtain.
Yeah.
A lot of vans just have like a curtain that sticks to you and it's everywhere and all this. I like how this is built in just like this.
And even
it's
a
easy
real
to
door,
use.
a real door will close the van.
Yeah.
While when you leave it like that, when you leave inside and you leave the van and you leave the door up, this door open, then it opens a lot inside of the van.
Yeah.
Creates a feel. You know, something else, Nick, that I think is interesting is right here behind you, Lola. The use of space here is really cool to me. Yeah. Like you've got cabinets here, you've got storage down below. You know, that's nice.
Yeah.
So even around this fridge microwave unit, you still have storage and place to, I mean, look, even down here. Is that the
That's the step.
So, okay, I don't know if this one's ready for use, but that pulls out, right?
So anti-fingerprint matte panels. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So this pulls out.
That's metal, but okay.
This pulls out, and obviously there's a piece of wood that goes there.
And then you
but
stand up.
You stand up, and you can do this. You know, I'm 6 foot tall, and I can stand on this thing and still have room. My wife is your size, Lola, 5'1" 5'2". She would have to use this.
Being generous.
To my wife or to Lola?
Either one.
That's true. Either one. Come here, Lola.
Maybe that was me.
Stand
I
on
said
this.
that, not that.
Stand on this and access that microwave. Let's see it. Look at that.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah, that's just there. I can't actually open some cabinets because without it,
There you go. So there.
soft close. Okay.
Pretty cool, huh? That step is so cool. And
I like
obviously, usually there's a top on the step.
And I like
By
how
the
it
way,
fits.
What's up, Lola? How are you?
I'm great.
Are you enjoying this?
I am.
I also
So that's-
like all the notes in here. Door needs adjusting. This, you know, like I think leaving notes like this is how you get better.
Yeah.
This is how you are not hiding your imperfections, but you're actually magnifying them.
See it.
So everybody can get better from this. Remote needs, screw. So it's like doing that. And people are going to be like, oh, there's mistakes. There's mistakes all the time, everywhere. But finding the
we
mistakes.
have to be able to look at our mistakes to get better.
We do.
Yeah, we've got to see it and at least acknowledge it.
Acknowledge it.
Yeah.
And it's not only written on the tape here. Every mistake has been recorded inside our soft. Then we have every month, we look about the mistakes. Same for the after sale.
Yeah.
If you have one mistake, okay, 2, 3 times,
So
5
you're
times,
logging
mistake.
it. You're logging it
everything,
somewhere.
everything
Okay,
is logged
cool.
in. It's recorded, and then we use a bit of AI in order to sum up everything. Give us like the one that came often. Okay, how we can address that? Okay, guys, we have this issue 5 times on 5 vans. Why?
Yeah.
Okay, let's find a solution.
That's good.
That's very important.
Is AI going to be able to build vans one day?
I doubt it. There's one last thing that I wanted to show you, that because we in-source all the upholstery, so all the fabrics we put inside the van, and you've seen during the video that we do have some fabrics all around, and so we have now a department inside the company that is doing all the upholstery here.
Oh,
so
okay.
they cover all the plastic part that we have, all the different parts that we have inside the van.
Right.
is
So
gonna
this
be
is
in
what we're
here.
seeing as we're walking around.
Yeah, that's for example, that's going to be the upper part. That's going to be where the one on the back of the van. That's going to be what's called a D pillar. That's going to be on the top.
Right,
And so
yeah.
you can see here the storage we have. And so that's a good way for us to innovate. So we can change all the time, prototype, and also to be sure that the quality stays the same.
Oh, okay.
And these ladies are amazing. They're working amazing.
Yeah, so once again here, you've built this station in order to do that. I think you were telling me, like, this comes out so you can get in there.
And then, so that's the end of the 9-step stage of production we have. We have some vans outside right now because, as I told you, we are finalizing some of the vans for the event. But basically here, normally the vans are finished, and we do the quality control and tests on this one.
So are people picking up vans here at the events, or these are just going to be for display?
Just for display, yeah. The idea of this event is we want to have this open house where people can come, hang out. We do have some very close ambassadors, influencers we are following and we are working with since a long time, partners that are here. So we really want to have a nice moment that represent what Noovo is. Right. We are not one of the other conversion vans in the industry. We try to build a brand. And this brand go from after sale, from the product, from the events, from the marketing, for the employees, the partners, the people we work with. We want to disrupt the way Class B vans has been interacting with the customers.
Absolutely. Can I show the people the surprise now?
Oh, you've been dying to do this, haven't you?
Yeah, come on.
You've been dying to do this,
You know
Hank.
what I'm talking about.
This is Benoit. This is the other third musketeer.
Yeah, here, give Ben the microphone.
Here you
for
go,
a
Ben.
second.
Introduce
Say hi
yourself.
to the folks out there.
Hey guys, nice to see you here. We have a little surprise here with a new design of the Noovo Plus. Pretty cool.
Yeah, walk us through it. Show us through, man. Let's see.
Basically, it's the same layout, exactly same layout as the Noovo Plus, but we just try to integrate new pattern, new colors.
Whoa, look at that.
I'm like all the same
That
brown
is sharp.
I love
colors.
the grain.
Yeah.
Walnut design with all the green forest.
I like that. I think it makes a more cave-like kind of feeling. You know, to get a little darker. To me, as a guy, I really like that. I like that look.
This is nice. This
is going out in the world now, huh?
Yeah.
The customer is coming next week to pick it up.
Oh, it's sold already? I was
it's
hoping
sold.
I was out.
You cannot have everything.
Next
Nick.
one, the next one.
We're gonna launch that on the website, so people will be able to choose like on the Plus, on the light model. So we're gonna try to integrate new colors in the future.
Yeah.
But yeah, first one, I'm pretty happy with the results. The table is amazing.
I think it looks sharp.
Yeah.
Truma's a little different.
Truma is a bit different. It's a new Truma so it's the same Truma, but the cover is like smaller. We import that from Europe.
What time is it?
So the size is a bit smaller and fit well the design on the inside.
I think we're good.
But yeah, almost the same.
Yeah. No, this is a sharp color, and I like the contrast between the white countertops.
I agree.
And the
I agree.
white with the dark. I think that contrast is really, really nice.
And especially at night, when you have that at night with all the lighting inside, it's beautiful.
That's really great.
Cool.
So, you know what? I personally thought this was great because I know that Sunshine State RV is carrying Noovo.
Yeah.
So if you guys are looking to get it, you can go to Sunshine State RV, or of course you can come right to the Noovo guys. But I wanted you to see that there's a lot of like, you know, it's kind of cliche to say synergy, but that is happening. You guys talk to each other a lot.
Every day.
And there's great feedback and stuff like that from the customers. So I hope people got a sense of that, as well as just how much innovation and work and development the folks from Noovo are putting into their van.
Yeah, and you know what's cool is their company's a lot like our company, how we're the small underdog. We have one dealership, small, all we do are Class B. And in the world of conglomerates, Walmart style of the big, huge conglomerate RVs, we're the one small guy, but we sell more vans than all of them. And it's just like these guys. These guys are the small manufacturer, but they're taking the Class B world by storm right now. So they're the small manufacturer, we're the small dealership, but we're both making a big difference because we're doing business differently. We are doing, now we represent some great Class B manufacturers that definitely do business differently. But this, I mean, Noovo, as you can tell from the way that they're built, from the head all the way down, they're doing things differently. So you guys, hats off to you guys for your customer service, for your great build, for even opening your factory up and letting us walk in through here today, doing the open house. I mean, this is really cool. Ben even got a haircut because he knew Hank was coming. Let me look at this. I've never seen this hair so short before. Usually it's everywhere. But you know what? These guys really care about what they're doing. And you know, you guys are not going to be small long. I can promise you that.
And we want to grow organically, which is important for us. We are not trying to overgrow, trying to be faster than anything else. And so we've been growing and listening to our customers. Growing with partners like you give us the possibility to expand our network, the distribution network. If you want to buy a van, we have a see-through pricing. You won't see any difference in pricing. We have one price.
Same price in Florida.
Everywhere. So that's important for us that have good partners, but we don't want to overgrow. We don't want to go too fast. And we are the one deciding what we want to do. So
Yeah, I
that's
hope you guys have fun out here. Big thanks to everyone on your team. You know, the folks working here in the factory, the folks that are doing marketing for you, working really hard right now.
Maggie is
Yeah, we really appreciate
worker.
everything, all the efforts you guys did to make this happen, especially when this is like your big show.
Yeah, this is
about
it.
to go down. So we appreciate all the work that went into that.
Hank, they custom made
Yeah,
this.
take this away from
this is my trophy. This is what they gave me.
It's a gift for
Oh, this is mine! Oh man, I love it. I love it. I'm gonna put it in my bedroom.
Yeah, you know, just put a chain on it, put it right.
Oh, there you go.
Good to go. But
No, you guys should have a photo booth and everybody just hold this up and take a picture, right?
yeah. Thanks to everyone for watching this. If you have questions and comments, please hit us in the comment section here. We'll get the folks at Noovo as well as Sunshine State RV to get back to you. Thanks so much, guys. We're out of here. Peace.